Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-August right through to mid-September 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, it's worth noting that, it may benefit you to really utilize this moment for yourself, to take a breath, to take a pause and a space, to visualize the sort of person you want to be in a relationship with. The traits that you desire in a person, the sort of relationship you aspire to be in, what they look like, all of those aspects. During this time, it may benefit you to really visualize those things as the Gaia chimes recalibrates vibration. So it helps you align in your energy to what you desire. And of course, I'm doing this reading on the 8-8 portal, so it will amplify your opportunities for manifestation there as well. Just something to think about. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. But I don't know if you noticed with the Gaia chimes, it really went wild over the water. So a lot of you may be meeting a person by water, or perhaps you're going overseas, or maybe there's some sort of trip. Maybe your person works on the water, or maybe you do. There's some sort of connection there. Water is like really magnetic. It really made the Gaia chimes go a little bit wild. So I did feel an energy of you dipping in and out of the dating scene, maybe putting yourself on pause for a while, or feeling like you've been waiting for a long time, because I feel there was a lot of activity and then suddenly nothing for a long time, and then I feel things are picking up for you. So let's get to the cards and see what is going on there for you in particular. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What are they going through at this moment in time? Can you please show them the way? Well, we have the star energy, so you're out there shining your light, doing you, recognizing that you are unique and that is your superpower. A lot of you are healing and also aligning yourself with some desire or wish at this time. I feel like you're trying to recalibrate your life in order to get back into the sync of things, back into your rhythm in some way. But of course, you have the Chariot card and it's in the resistance position. And when it's in that position, you read the reverse. Some of you may feel like your love life came to a grinding halt at some point. It's not moving forward, or you meet people and it doesn't go past a certain stage, okay? you are magnetic. You are someone who draws a lot of attention. A lot of people actually, are magnetized towards you, and they may actually wish to be in a relationship with you, but you're looking for something very specific and unique, and no one's giving you that spark at this moment in time. So I do see that there are people around you who wish to actually be in a relationship with you. However, I feel like you're not interested there. It hasn't sparked your attention. Now, you do have the World card as an outcome energy, which means you reach your destined point. Love. This is a singles love reading. The World card indicates that you're learning a lot of lessons, you're closing out a lot of cycles in your life. But the World and the Chariot, these are travel cards. So a lot of you could be having a vacation or a quick trip, or perhaps you're going to an event that's by water. Maybe you're traveling somewhere new. But I would say here, for some of you, you may be relocating or even thinking about moving your life abroad in some way. That's not going to resonate with everyone, of course. But what I do see here with that World card, it does say integration. This is you getting a little bit more active or sociable in the world at large. Okay, group activities, doing things that really excite you. For some of you, it could be like a world event or a cultural heritage site that you're going to. But ultimately, the star energy indicates you being really clear on what you want in a relationship. I feel for some of you, because you have the Chariot card in the resistance position, you may have withdrawn from the dating scene for a little while because you're feeling uninspired, maybe not curious. You've, been there, done that, tried to see if there's anyone out there, and perhaps it's just not gone anywhere. There's a lack of opportunity. But still you shine. You've been focusing on prioritizing your own needs, having a glow up there. And this is a card of a brand new you. So some of you may have gone through some very challenging times, been tested left, right, and center in life, and still you hope that there is love out there, and still you're trying to protect your inner peace and focus on, good fortune, well-being in your life, really finding pleasure in the present moment. And I would say just be a little bit mindful, because the star energy can indicate that you shine real bright, but you may have met experiences in relationships that fizzled out because they were not sustainable. You may have met people who were emotionally unavailable, or you may have had an experience where, it didn't go the way you'd hoped for. It can indicate that you were let down in love in some way. I mean, looking at the energy, the Chariot card in this position tells me that some of you have given up looking or stopped looking, and you're just being your wonderful self, There is a wish attached to this, and the wish can be that, you hope to meet someone who enters your life and becomes your world, and vice versa, to, mean something to somebody. You actually mean a lot to a lot of people in your life, but there's that missing ingredient, that special person. I mean, you're very independent. And I feel like, of course, you don't need anybody. You have the empowerment card there. But of course, with that World energy, it can indicate that your goal is to settle down. It is to find a person who feels like home, and you recognize that you are all good all by yourself. You're whole all by yourself. You're not searching for your other half, because that somehow, implies that part of you's missing. But I feel like you've done a lot of spiritual work, a lot of healing, where you recognize that you are all whole by yourself. And anyone who comes into your life is a welcome addition to your life. Okay. So it says here, inspiration. So some of you, if you've been laying dormant or have withdrawn from the dating scene, suddenly you may get curious. This is a card of perhaps aligning with your soul song and seeing if you are attracting anyone at this present time, because the star is about allowing yourself to shine and getting out there. There's a calmness where you're trusting the process, acknowledging that dreams do come true. There's an optimism about you, but also there's an energy where if you set an intention, you always see it through to the end. So I feel, even though you may have felt that your dating life was on hold, not going anywhere at this moment in time, I feel like you are kind of preparing space to welcome love in. You're trusting that it will happen. I feel like there's more optimism connected to that card after a period of feeling like giving up or losing direction or feeling a bit lost when it comes to love. I feel like you are taking back the power and saying, no, I believe in love. I know it's going to happen. And you're right. I feel like it will. Okay. Now we have that Chariot card energy. It will go into the upright, even though it's in the reverse. So this does mean movement and improvement. A lot of you, if you are healing from an experience that let you down or broke your heart in some way, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. As you know, it's a process, and I feel when you are ready, you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right person, because that's literally what this card means. You will build a future with a person because you're ready, and this person will enter your life when the moment is right. This is your overarching energy. So I would say you are planning something, or you're going to plan something where you're getting a little bit more sociable or active or involved in some way. I mean, because we do have the world energy there, for some of you, you could be volunteering to do something abroad, or maybe you're learning something abroad, or you've been looking at classes that are outside your usual parameters. So for example, if you're a creative, because I'm getting a very strong creative vibe here, if you're an artist, for example, it can be that you're not just going to take an art class like down the road at your local community center or at your local university or college. It can be that you're like, okay, I want to take like an artistic course in Italy, or I want to just take it to Spain, or I want to go to Europe somewhere, or I want to go to like America. I want to go, it feels like you want to go somewhere outside your usual parameters. Okay, so it could be that you are saving for something to invest in that you have to travel to. A lot of you, there is this vacation energy, but I feel on a spiritual level, this is about you moving on, closing cycles in your life, erecting healthier boundaries, prioritizing your own needs, and moving forward. This is a card of destiny. It's like you are wishing for something and you trust that destiny will fulfill your needs. You're leading with passion, you're driven, and you're certainly leaving the old behind, and you're not looking back. Okay, I feel there's an energy here of completion. I mean, it does say inspiration, empowerment, and integration. So this could be that you're inspired to attend something where you integrate with like-minded individuals on something that you are excited about. For some people, it's going to be creative. For some of you, it's a hobby or a sport, or it's getting active or doing something that you feel you're making a difference in some way to the people around you, your life in particular as well, but also maybe even the world, because the world has shown up there. But this card, it basically means you reach your goal. So if your goal is to find love, I definitely see you're coming into alignment and balance. And this is a fresh new cycle where it feels lighter. Yes, you've been tested. Yes, you may have even been under a lot of pressure. You're building your life for yourself, but you're blossoming. And I feel like you're having a glow up, and I feel like you're going to get a lot of attention. So let's get to the Celtic Cross and see what is going on there for you, to see who's coming in, the details of what's going on there. I just feel like you're being more active or feeling more motivated to kind of like get out there. Got Page of Wands. This is a bold and daring and curious card, the wanderer of the deck there. It can indicate that you're ready for a new adventure. For some of you, it's about finding your sense of purpose and taking the lead, having ideas, dreaming boldly, making those ideas become a reality because you're acting on them. It's a very creative card. It means you're a free spirit, but also you're reigniting your lust for life there. And I feel like you are enjoying your single time. Enriching your life is what I see. Giving back to self. Now, we do have a Five of Pentacles, so some of you may have been lamenting a relationship. Perhaps you feel there's been a lack or a deficiency, a void of opportunity, as it were, a longing to find a person, but it's like a needle in a haystack. It's kind of like, well, am I ever going to find somebody? And you may feel that there's not an emptiness or a void in you, per se, because I feel like you are very active. You like to keep yourself busy. You try and find adventure wherever you go. I love my beautiful Aries. You're always into something that's really exciting and, trying to have variety in life. But the Five of Pentacles is there. So some of you may feel that in the past you were abandoned in a connection, or perhaps you worry about repeating a cycle that you've experienced in your past. But I want you to be aware with that World card energy, you're shut that down, okay? You are not going to repeat that cycle. We've got the Three of Swords in the past. Now, this can indicate a relationship where you were heartbroken, or perhaps you feel misunderstood in love in some way. You may even, because we have a Page of Pentacles, it's like you're starting again. And some of you may be a little bit shy, or you've been out of the dating scene for a while and you feel that it's like empty. You may feel people are transient, that you're looking for substance, you're looking for someone to invest in a relationship that will, last the test of time. But you may notice that people are very transient, or people are looking for the physical, not willing to invest, because the Five of Pentacles there There's a void moon on it. So this can indicate that you've met with people who are just not aligning with you, or people who, you know, are immature, or they're not as open as you want a relationship to be. But we will get to that now in a moment. We have the, my beautiful Aries. I'm saying that because I can see what's happening here. There is a flirtation coming in for you. However, there's also love. So we got 2 pages here. We got 2 knights. I would say you're going to have a choice. One is a flirtation. The 5 of Pentacles clearly tells me that you may actually let someone down, or you may encounter a flirtation that you feel, it lacks that missing ingredient. It's passionate, it's intense, but it's very physical, and you may feel that perhaps you have to let that one go, or you may feel that something isn't just gelling correctly there, and you have a bit of a gear shift, and it either fizzles out. I mean, 6 of Pentacles even tells me there that there is like an option. So there may be a moment where you're feeling, well, Baba, I can't see nobody right now, so what's happening? Where are they at? It's like buses. Suddenly they all come along at once, and then you're having to choose. But I feel you encounter a flirtation first, okay? We've got the Knight of Swords. This is another knight, but it's in the circumstances outside of yourself. So I feel this is a lifestyle change. We've got the Fool card, starting again. I mean, this is about you kind of like being more yourself than you've been in a long time. So some of you with that 5 of Pentacles, you may feel like you've lost a piece of yourself, or perhaps you feel that, you know, life has been a struggle. It's been hard, and you've been tested left, right, and center in life. And you just feel like you're lamenting a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with, or it was easier in the past. But I see that, you know, there is a new start here for you, and I feel like you're being guided to love. I feel there is an energy of you meeting a person where there is a very intense physical connection or attraction, but I feel like you're looking for something a little bit more intimate, something with more substance. I mean, you've got a 10 of Pentacles and a 6 of Swords, so I feel like you may move on from something, or perhaps some of you have encountered a player in the past, or someone who is just not emotionally available to offer you the love that you desire and require. You know, there's an energy here of someone being closed off emotionally, and perhaps you've connected to this person in the past and they let you down. They may still be in your energetic flow, and you're trying to close that cycle and say, okay, I'm done there. But more than anything, I see someone giving you a compliment and things getting a little bit, you know, flirtatious, and then it just feels like you're having an option, and you kind of like meet a person that actually you fall in love with. So let's get to your cards, because your first card there is a Page of Wands. New experiences, new adventures. You know, this is about you rising above any challenges, but also this is about you being the student of life. You know, this is a very adventurous card. This can be spontaneous. It could be suddenly you are deciding to book a trip or book an event. You are taking a little bit more of a risk in life. This is a card where you kind of like have the potential to change your life on a whim. So there could be a new adventure that just comes up. Perhaps, you know, your friends kind of say, hey, there's a new event going on. Do you want to go to it? Or should we just book like a spontaneous trip somewhere? And you're like, I'm down with it. Let's go. But I'm seeing something impromptu here. Okay. So this could be that you're connecting to friends and they invite you somewhere. But also this could be something that you're passionate about, because this is a card of leading with passion. But it's also a card of searching for a loyal mate, commitment, and you're taking the initiative to put yourself in a position to meet new people. Let's put it that way, because I feel like looking at your energy, we've got inspiration. So with the Page of Wands, I feel like you're trying to get more inspired or creative in your life just to have variety. Doesn't mean that you're like going, I want to go out and have that adventure so that I can find love. It's not like that. I just feel like you want to do new things. You want to see what's outside your usual parameters at this time. And I feel there is this explorative kind of vibe to you at this moment in time. Now, the 5 of Pentacles can also indicate that some of you, not all of you, but some of you, if you've been struggling with your health recently, or you have been really challenged when it comes to getting out there and having fun, I feel your focus is your health. So it's about you getting back to best. A lot of you may notice like a vitamin deficiency, or perhaps you've been trying to manage some symptoms. I feel when the moment is right, you will put yourself in a position to meet a new person. I feel like you are destined to meet someone, you're aligned, but it does require you to focus on giving back to self. So I would say if you have been unwell, take the time you need to convalesce and get back to best. And intuitively, you will know when it's time for you to put yourself in a position to get out there. Because sometimes people listen to these readings, and these readings are for 6 weeks. I read the energy for 6 weeks, okay? So it can be that you're like, oh, well, love's coming on in. Well, these are my circumstances and I can't get out there. So if 6 weeks comes and I'm not better, or I'm not in a position to meet a person, does that mean I miss out? Well, the answer is no. Energetically, I'm reading for a person who's kind of like in a position to be open to this opportunity. And I feel the majority of you are. It can be that right now you can't see anybody out there. Five of Pentacles is a little bit of worry. You've been single. Don't get me wrong, you're very self-sufficient and independent, so you're all good by yourself, but at the same time, you may be feeling like there's a lack of option. There's a deficiency in the dating pool right now, and you just feel like there's no point in wasting your energy, so you're focused on your priorities and your projects and, you know, being a success in your life or building your empire in some way. But also the Five of Pentacles, there's two like leopards here, okay? They're mirroring each other. And there's two kind of like samovars that are in the shape of a heart. Some of you, because it is a crossing position, you may have been hurt in the past. You may have had a relationship that either ghosted you or abandoned the connection, couldn't like make it work. I just feel as well, this is a card of you healing that because the star energy is your protagonist energy. So you're going to take as long as you need to heal. It is a process. And again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there, whether you are healing from heartbreak or healing from an unwellness or managing some symptoms there. But the majority energy I've got, because with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to disconnect from that previous energy. I feel more than anything, the majority energy I've got right now is it's hard. Okay. And I feel this is about you recovering hope on the dating scene. Like suddenly out of the blue, love is on the horizon, or you're flirting with someone. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm back in the flow. And then you're like, oh, this person, they don't have all the ingredients that you're looking for. This can be the missing ingredient that you're searching for. Yes, you want to spark with a person, but can you have it all? And the answer is yes. There is a person who offers you all of what you wish for in a relationship. And of course, there's no relationship that's like 100% perfect, but there is someone who matches your vibe and is perfect for you, is what I've got coming through there. Some of you may have been cheated on in the past because, of course, leopards, I'm being given a question like, can a leopard change their spots? And of course they can, but they must do it for themselves. So if some of you have had a trust issue or been betrayed in the past, or even questioned a loyalty, it's really hard to heal from someone breaking your trust. It'll never be 100% the same ever again. But can you, heal a relationship with a person that you want to be with? I would say yes, okay? But if it's someone from your past that you keep trying to make it work with, we've got a Knight of Wands in your energy already. So this can be someone who is physically very attracted to you. They have feelings for you, but I feel like they self-sabotage, or, it's like their energy is not sustainable. They're a big flirt, okay? It doesn't mean they're flirting with other people, but I just feel this person, they're drawn to you. There's a lot of passion, but they're very impulsive in their behavior. And I just feel like as soon as things get too deep, they're gone. So if you got someone in your energy like that, I feel they will try to repeat a cycle with you, but I feel like you're letting them down. You're turning your back on this, okay? But the main energy I get from that Five of Pentacles is you looking at the alternative because you are turning someone down. So I feel like there's a flirtation coming on in here and you turn this person down after exploring it, but then new love comes in. This is your soulmate that comes in after this. Now on the earthly plane, we have the Page of Pentacles. So pages often indicate new energy. We've got that Page of Wands. So it's like you want that spark, but you also want someone who's serious, who makes the effort. This is you, because these are stages of you and your journey. So Page of Wands, you're leading with passion, being creative, being inspired, suddenly desiring to get out there again and allow yourself to be seen. But also Page of Pentacles means you have projects, you're focused on, learning more about yourself. I feel this is about you creating space to allow the right, healthy love to come on in. Page of Pentacles indicates you have a lot to offer a relationship. You don't have to offer anything, you can just be your wonderful self. But my point being is that, you're creating space for someone to come in and, create a life with you. So I feel there's an energy where you're kind of ready. Pages are new energy, and I feel like you're about to embark on a relationship. I feel like you're someone who's stable. You've been very vigilant, very tolerant, very patient, waiting for love. And I also feel a lot of you, you've been preserving yourself for the one, as it were. And also I feel some of you may have been an overgiver in a past situation. So I feel like you are offering to a certain degree, okay, so that someone can match your energy and come in. You're not going to overextend yourself this time, is what I'm being given. Also, if you see this beautiful figure there, of course, Page of Pentacles, that's supposed to be a pentacle, but in the water at the same time, I'm seeing a major disco ball, okay? So either some of you are going to an event where there's going to be a huge disco ball there. This could be relevant. It may not be. It could also be that, you're in a party mood right now, but there may be some sort of relevance with that huge sort of glitter ball right there. Page of Pentacles, some of you may actually pay for an event, or, there is an energy of education coming through, but it's very small. So you may pay for like a course of learning or be invested in some way. If you're in a career, there's also the potential that someone new is hired and there is a frisson there, okay? But you may not want to cross a line for some of you. So it could be, that you resist this for such a long time, but then suddenly you can't resist it anymore, and, it develops into love. And I feel it will not impede on your future happiness in your working environment. But, if you're retired or not working right now, I just feel there's an energy of you investing in something and being ready for commitment, okay? And being like realistic about your circumstances, because I'm actually seeing an application for something right now. So it could be that you're applying for something, whether that's a festival or applying to travel, visa, passport, or I can't see what the application is for. So maybe someone is actually filling something out. As you're listening to this, I'm not sure. But it could more be connected to, you're applying your initiative, like you're going to go to events. So I'll leave that there. But the earthly plane position is, you're doing the day-to-day stuff, practical projects, making life run smoothly, focus on your finances. You're looking for commitment, though. And your commitment is going to pay off. Everything starts with a plan when you get this card, and this is the card of the plan. So I feel like you're planning to do something, and it's going to align you with being in the right position to meet a person when the moment is right, okay? In the past, you got the Three of Swords. So this is kind of positive in a way because you're leaving any heartbreak or sadness in the past. However, your starting card is the Star, so this indicates, unfortunately, you may have had a heartbreak in the past or some challenging experiences that you've been navigating. You've really been tested, okay, because you actually have a Six of Swords here, so I can see that life has been testing under a lot of pressure, and I feel it's been a bit of a challenge. So it could be it was a challenge to find space for love because you've been like at capacity, pushed and pulled in many different directions and exhausted with just everyday living because, challenges have been increasing over the last couple of years. But for some of you, this can be that you've not been in a relationship. It can also be that, you've been feeling a little bit isolated or alone or stuck in the same position. You can't see how love is going to come on in. It requires some sort of major breakthrough for it to occur. So I feel with this energy that it's been hard. This is the card of difficulty. However, it's in the past position. So this is where you get to know yourself on a deeper level. Okay, because when life challenges you, it is there where, it kind of encourages you to put the pieces of you back together differently so that you're stronger, more empowered, erecting healthier boundaries, knowing what you want, be really clear and not, kind of forgetting about your value. So I feel a lot of you have been on that personal journey of discovery and going through, a spiritual evolution. And when you go through a major awakening, because I see a lot of you going through that, especially with the Star energy, that is a journey that can be very isolating. an awakening often sees you outgrowing situations and people and places, and it requires you to walk a journey alone for a certain period of time in order to rediscover parts of yourself, your spark, your creativity, and also a new way of conducting your life. So some of you could have been going through that and it's been hard, but now I feel like you are kind of like rediscovering more about yourself, rediscovering that spark as well. And I just feel like a lot of you are more yourself than you've been for a long time. Now, we do have your presiding energy. So Knight of Wands is interesting because it does mean you're seeking new adventures, but also it is a card where there is a flirtation, on the horizon for you. I would say this is someone who, not necessarily a player, but I would say impulsive, okay? Someone who is like, let's live in the moment and let's not think about tomorrow. Let's just be here right now. And that can be thrilling. So you got to be clear with that star energy, like what is it you want? Because if it's like a no strings attached up front kind of thing, and that's what you're looking for, great. No judgment here. That's life. It's intense, it's passionate, it's living in the moment. But if you're looking for substance or something that's a little bit more long term, I feel like you may have to let this one go, or perhaps state a claim right at the beginning, like, okay, I'm catching feelings, I'm looking for something a little bit more serious, and then you have that discussion, okay? So both parties can see if it's something that you mirror, because you can fall in love with a person, and they can fall in love with you back. But if they don't want the same things in a relationship or aspire to, moving in the same direction as you for the future, then there is a misalignment there. So let me just pull a card with that Knight of Wands. For some of you, if you have struggled with confidence issues, because the Five of Pentacles can indicate some of you have had your confidence broken, either from a previous experience or just being out of the dating scene for a long time. And as we mature, suddenly it gets harder, to re-enter or integrate into circles, or it can be that it's just harder to meet people in general. And some of you are like, well, where do I start? So it can be that you have to have the courage to kind of like make this next step or make some changes to have some new adventures there. But let me just pull a card on this Knight of Wands for you. Can you show me this? Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles indicates a new person coming on in. This can indicate the start of something that has potential, okay? I'm going to pull a card to see if it goes from the Knight of Wands to the Knight of Cups, to see if this flirtation turns to love. But because the Five of Pentacles is there, it really does tend to tell me that, you walk away from something, or there is an alternative that you are more inclined to invest in. Okay, so let me just pull another card on that. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, someone else comes in. This is the surprise. You have the Six of Pentacles right here, so you're getting the same cards. There's a trajectory here where it's like there's two people, so there's a potential to give your energy to two people. You may have to make a decision, of course. I feel one of the encounters you have kind of just, there's an understanding of it fizzling out or not being aligned with something that you want for the future. Okay, so I have to give you that. Ace of Pentacles, though, indicates this is someone new. It's not someone from the past. So I would say new flirtation. It may even present itself in its relationship kind of vibe that, oh, this is something that could have some merit or some longevity to it. But I feel it's pretty clear, like quite quickly, that actually you're like, okay, let's move on, okay? And that Six of Pentacles, the universe sends someone new. So again, I do feel like it's like buses. Six of Pentacles is normally a figure on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, and I'm referencing this deck because it gives you a pictorial kind of vision of what the card actually means. I mean, this is a beautiful card, of course, but to get the details of what the card really means, there's normally a figure in the center, and there's two people begging for attention or money because it's Six of Pentacles, and the figure is giving attention to one person or giving fortune to one person over the other. So I feel your heart is going to know the way, okay? Be a little bit mindful of breadcrumbing, of course. You're going to do what you want to do, but I feel if it's something that's happened to you before, you probably understand that you wouldn't do it to another person. I can't imagine you would. I just feel that the universe, the hand of the universe, steps in to intervene on this flirtation and says, actually, there's someone else I'd like you to meet. And this person The secondary person who comes in, it feels like they are the love of your life. Okay, so if you know the meaning of the Six of Pentacles, it means an unexpected surprise from the universe, you know, a gift. So I would say that the universe is sending you someone who's invested right from the very beginning, okay? An alternative to the flirtation that perhaps you're about to experience there. Also, I am getting vibes that you may meet this person at a place that you pay to go to, okay? What is that? Okay, there's something about an oyster. Okay, my guides are saying about an oyster. Okay, I'm just getting oyster. Okay, pearls tend to be like a... Was there... No? My guides are talking about an oyster. Is there an oyster on any of these cards? Oh, yes, there is. Six of Pentacles, right there. Okay, so oyster may be relevant. It could be a sign or symbol. I mean, not unless this person takes you on a date to have oysters, if you like them even. I mean, it could be that this indicates a person who opens up and tells you about their life. They are looking for commitment. Someone who shares their intimate details, you know, talks about their family or their upbringing or like stuff they've experienced. Not someone who's just keeping it surface level, who's not letting you in. I feel maybe, of course, that's going to be a very obvious indication, but there may be something about oysters, or you go on a date with a person and the name of the place has oyster in it, or there's logos. Please remember it, bank it. It may not be relevant right now, but suddenly when you meet this new person, you're like, oh my gosh. If you like tattoos, for example, they may have a tattoo of an oyster, or it could be that it's connected to knowledge in some way. Pearls represent wisdom. So I feel like intuitively you will know who's the right person for you. In your near future, we have the Knight of Cups. So someone new coming in fairly quickly, I would say. Knight of Cups is, of course, an attraction. It is, you know, a romantic connection between you and a person who wants to get intimate, and not just physically. I feel this person really wants to get to know you. There's a heightened emotion with this person. I feel like this is your call to fall in love with this new person who enters into your life. This person, they are someone who is really calm, very passionate. This person is obviously romantic, very sensitive, and I would say this person, they will actually invite you to something very interesting straight away. They want you to be their date to this thing. So it's not that they're going to like invite you to meet their family or their friends straight away, but I feel there's something that they are really interested in. They're like, hey, I got tickets to this thing. Do you want to go? I feel like right away they are booking stuff to do because they want to see you. They are not going to give you any cause to question this love. This person is going to be like, okay, I'm interested. I'm letting you know, no games here. Are you interested back? This person, they're not going to waste your time. There's a lot of love here. And I would say that there is more than just a physical attraction when you meet this person first off, okay? This indicates that you're going to be very precise. As soon as you meet this person, you're like, you kind of know, okay? And it's not just physical. So yeah, I feel like you have a choice. I mean, your advice to yourself will be, with the Six of Pentacles, who do you choose? And I feel you choose the person that you see investing in life with for the long term. Six of Pentacles is, of course, balance. It's about harmony. But it's also an energy of meeting someone who just makes you feel calm, like home. But there's something about this person as well. They do a lot of charitable work. And also when you go on a date with them, so if you're going to a restaurant, for example, I'm being given a very strong energy that this person, they'll tip quite big to the person who is waiting on the table. And they're really nice to that person. You can always tell a person's true character when it comes to things like that. This person, they want to make a difference, is what I'm being given. And they may talk about philanthropy or like charitable work that they do, okay? That's not just to impress you. This is something they actually do. They walk their talk, this person, okay? They are very integrated. They have a large group of people as friends as well. They're really well connected, is what I'm seeing. Okay, this is really random, but I have to mention it. When you go on a date, ooh, I don't even know if I want to say it. There's going to be moments like, oh, I got something in my eye. There's something in my eye. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Like, I can't tell if it's you or them. It's not like a major deal, but I know it sounds really cheesy, but they could actually like really help you get something out of your eye or vice versa. You know, it's not like a major thing. It could just be like an eyelash where you're just trying to get it out, but it's not coming out. But there's just going to be one of those moments on the date. And it's just going to be a really intimate moment. Random, I know, I'm just going to leave it like that. This is the circumstances outside of yourself, which is to be active, but also to basically broaden your horizons. Try things outside your usual comfort zones, your usual places there. This is a card of, you know, a positive outcome. I feel this is a lifestyle change, adapting to change in your life. For some of you, it is travel because you got so many movement cards here, but it could also be a relocation for some of you. I mean, when you have the Knight of Swords energy, it means that you started a quest and you're seeing it through to the end. You've decided to do something and you're going for it. But I do want to pull a card because there's 3 knights here and 2 pages. So this can indicate like some sort of group activity. 3 knights, 2 pages. 3 knights, that's 5. 2 pages, 5 of Pentacles. You know, I'm getting group activity, but I'm not getting anything more than that. So it could be that you're just in a place where there's a lot of ambiance, where people like celebrate, have fun. We got the Queen of Wands there. So this is you being attractive. So, I mean, I feel like you're going to be talking to people, right? But there is just one person who captures your heart. Some of you may even question whether you've been really hasty in letting a person down. But if it just doesn't feel right, don't second guess it. Intuitively, you just know. Okay, a person who just feels really comfortable to talk to and that you just feel at home with that person and you know that they've got your back right from the very beginning, or you get that vibe off them. I feel that's the person you kind of explore further. We got the Fool card. So I would say this is you having fun, you know, a lot of activity. I feel this is you being invited to something straight away when you meet the person that you have romantic feelings for, not just physical attraction. Queen of Wands, of course, is a card of creative collaborations or, you know, really deep soul connections, you being magnetic, getting a lot of attention. And the Fool card, of course, is an Aries card, but it just means that, you know, there is a spark that has so much potential with a person who's about to come into your life and you want to explore it deeper. The person you're about to meet is so fun. They are so fun to be with, okay? And I feel like, yes, they invite you to something straight away. They may even say something like, go to this event, because I feel it's something they invite you to that they've got tickets for. And then I feel you both start talking about having like a weekend away or a getaway or something like that. I just feel like there's an adventurous tone to this relationship and it just feels freeing. And I also feel there are vibes here where it's like first love. You know, it's like the world kind of disappears when both of you are together. It's only you two. And again, I feel this is almost like an aphrodisiac, right? So it's not that you're going to be like so caught up in it that you miss red flags. I don't see there's any red flags with this person looking at the energy, because 10 of Pentacles tells me that this person's all in. You may settle down and get married to this person if you want that, of course. This is a card of full investment. You know, that's why I feel it's really interesting, because you got 5 of Pentacles, half investment. So I feel half investment with the flirtation, but you're all in with the love. Okay, I feel this person has the potential to join your family lineage if you want that. But ultimately, I feel this is a serious relationship that you're about to embark on. Now, we do have the Fool card, and interesting that even in a different deck, the Fool card has popped out because it just feels like it leads on, okay, to this wonderful experience that you're about to have. And I've got this really quirky song coming through, and this song may have shown up in a reading before in the past. I can't really remember, to be honest. I do know this song, but it's Buddy Holly, that's it. All of my love, all of my kissing. Oh, okay. Normally it would go on to another sentence, but I'm being given like, I think it's the very end sentence of this song, which is like, the world can see that you were meant for me. Okay, so listen out for that song. This song may be relevant. It may play suddenly. I mean, I love it when it's like a very old song, because that means you're not going to hear it everywhere. So it's very unique. Listen out for that song. It could play on a movie that you watch, or a reel, could play in someone's car as they drive past, maybe in the mall, or suddenly show up on your shuffle and you're like, I don't have that on my playlist. What's that about? It's a signpost from the universe to say you're about to, meet a really quirky person who's really fun and adventurous, someone who makes you laugh, and you got the World card there. I feel it's so obvious that this person is smitten with you. And I feel it's vice versa, okay? The Fool card, playful energy. It's the new journey, the new beginning. However, it is a hope and a fear position. This card is in this position, which is the hope and a fear position. So you hope for a fun relationship, hope to have a new start, new adventure with someone. You would fear having someone who is immature or rush into something that, is on the surface. You're not looking for that, looking at the energy. But also, I feel there is an energy that some of you fear that someone will be careless with your heart, okay? And I feel there is this energy for some of you, not all of you, but I feel your hope is kind of returning. But at the same time, I feel like you've had to get over some sort of apathy or being a little bit numb to the dating scene or just on autopilot doing life. But also I feel like you were kind of unprepared to be single at this stage in your life. So some of you are questioning and feeling perhaps it's not going to come. But I feel like you're being guided to this person, okay? I feel like you are aligning with this new beginning. And your outcome energy, Six of Swords, you're protected and directed. Again, I feel like you're moving on from something. I feel like you're moving on from a flirtation, or if some of you have dealt with a player in the past, you're healing and moving on from that. Six of Swords is an energy that if you have been hurt in the past or had some turbulent experiences recently, you may kind of like expect more trouble ahead. But this card, it highlights that actually you're in a transition period towards something greater in your life. Doors are opening up for you. Choose to believe and step into the unknown, because it will bring you what you desire. Six of Swords is either a getaway, a journey, and like an evolution, you're outgrowing things, but I feel a journey of discovery and exploring outside your usual parameters. I feel this is you kind of like being free to open up to love, and that you are protected and guided towards a person who will speak your love language, okay? I feel also that you're having a breakthrough when it comes to love. And for some of you, you're going to experience a lot of new things in your life. Now, new things will be different for everybody. For some of you, it's a new neighborhood, new job, new co-worker, maybe even a new neighbor, or it just feels like there's new. Maybe even someone new joining a friendship circle. But whatever it is, I feel this new experience helps you have a breakthrough. It could even be a new hobby. But Ten of Pentacles, I feel there's an energy. I mean, this is your overall energy. It's like an outcome energy. It feels like you're moving on to marriage or a high-level commitment. Okay, and your near future position is to fall in love. So I would say you're very close to meeting a new person in your life where you're going to be romantically linked to this person. Flirtation comes in first, but we've already talked about that. So I would say you're being guided to full investment relationship where you'll settle down with this person in some shape or form, okay? Also, this card is about building a home or a family, whatever your idea of a family looks like for you. It'll be different for everybody. But also I feel this is about the security of a long-term relationship. Finally, you have that breakthrough and you meet, the love of your life. So I'm just going to go and get some final cards. Ooh, okay, that was very intense. Your energy is a little bit wild at the moment. Maybe that's it. You're rewilding. So we have I am connected. Okay, Gemini energy there. Interesting, because we've got this mirroring energy going on there. So I feel like you are being love and attracting love. You are inspired and attracting scenarios to be inspired by. So I feel like, right now, the universe is going to be your mirror, where you are in a state of attraction. And I mean, for some of you, this may also mean that you're meeting a Gemini or someone who has Gemini placements there. But I feel like you are meeting someone who wants the same things as you, someone who aligns with what you desire for the future. And you are going to have a very deep connection with, more than one person, but one who really captures your heart. I have a higher purpose. A lot of you have been put on pause on purpose when it comes to dating because you do have a higher purpose. So you have been, walking a very awakened path, shall we say, where you're on that journey of discovery and seeking deeper meaning and authenticity in your life and your relationships. And of course, this means you're aligning with someone who's strong enough to walk by your side and someone who is enlightened to a degree where they can offer you the depth of love that you require. And finally, we've got, I am lovable. When you state to the universe that you're aware of your value and that you are lovable, this is when you change the vibration. It's not ego. It's not saying I deserve this or I'm entitled to this. It's more from a place of empowerment where it's like, you know what? I've done the work. I've been through the stuff. I've learned the lessons and here I am. And still I'm open-hearted and ready to love. And you shall be loved, So I feel this is about getting balanced in your life in some way and being open to attract this person and be attracted to a person that is about to come on in and show you, a true love. And I feel, this one is for keeps. Let's put it that way. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, so we have a crown. Now, of course, this is to remind you to wear your crown, but also this is about empowerment. It is a knowingness. The crown is always connected to the crown chakra. This is about your sovereignty, but also you standing tall and knowing that you deserve love and you're calling it in, okay? For some of you, there may be a crown reference as well, maybe to a place or, a name of an area that may be relevant. Now, we do have the moon. Okay, it's a crescent moon, so this can indicate that some of you have been feeling a little bit uncertain. You've been very sensitive there as well, but I do feel that things are shifting. The moon often represents the universe orchestrating things behind the scenes to align you with an opportunity that is right for you. And in the meantime, you're called to romance your life a little bit more, sort through some feelings, look at your shadow self, and prepare a space, which is what I feel like you've been doing. We also have a teapot, okay? A royal tea or a regal tea there. We got a teapot. Teapot can be that you're going to obviously go for a beverage with somebody, but this could be that, you feel comfortable with somebody. Also, tea is just like life. It's how you make it. It's about you kind of being in charge to a certain degree and making it the way you want, the ingredients you want and how strong it is or how weak it is. So I feel this is about you acknowledging that life is kind of like that, We also have Saturn energy. So it can be that you've been a little bit strict with yourself when it comes to the dating scene. You've had a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, but you are trying to create space and structure in your life so you can have more free time to go on adventures. There may be even some sort of Capricornian kind of influence there as well. Oh my gosh, I kid you not. We also have an oyster. I don't know why I'm like speechless. That's rare. Okay, I hope you can see right in the corner there, there's actually a little pearl. I'm going to put it real close there as well. So this is about opening up to love, getting to know someone, but also recognizing that you are a gem. You're precious. Okay, you're a gift. You've been under pressure. That's how a pearl is formed. So I feel this is about opening up to the right person and recognizing that you are a gift. And there's definitely some sort of reference to an oyster, okay, because it came up in the reading. It's in that card, and now it's in a trinket. That's a message right there, okay? So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Aries. I hope something resonates for you. Also, maybe it may benefit you in some way to really write down the sort of person you want to be with, the traits, what they look like, the relationship you aspire to, because of course, writing it down is solidifying your intention to the universe through cosmic ordering. People say, I want a person who is loyal and attractive and all of these things. And of course, that is cosmic ordering. But then you may the next day say, I want a person who is loyal and attractive and lives in my neighborhood, or you're adding to the order. So every time you ask for the universe to send you someone, then you are changing the order or adding to it or detracting from it. And it's like the order goes back to the kitchen in order to be prepared. So write it down. you know, declare it to the universe, either in private or in the comments box below, and say, this is the sort of person I am attracting right now. I claim it. It is happening, and you're aligning in this moment. Okay. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.